connected to it, so.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, let's see here. Yep, there we are. Captions are auto-generated in Facebook, apparently. That's actually really cool. And really fast, considering it's doing it live.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I didn't know they did it live. Fuck it, do it live! We seen that?
Did you pick that up?
Probably.
I'm curious what it does to. It probably stars them out. They're quick enough. It's so fast I can't catch it.
Let's see what it says here. It's actually really, it was. I mean, obviously they're fucked up, but. Yeah, it had question marks for the fuck it.
Whatever. Well, at least it can tell the difference, I guess.
Right? I'm just surprised that it does it that quickly. So. Yeah. It's time to get fucked up, Travis. Still can't believe nobody decided to come hang out with us. We're just not cool enough again anymore, I guess. Evan's not here.
Right? Miss Evan.
Yeah, he's supposed to be back in like a couple weeks.
Well, look, dude. I'm on Facebook.
I'm on TV. Hey, Ma, I'm on TV.
Look at this. I liked it.
You like it?
I'm not going to comment, but.
Oh, look, we got blue mountains on the cans, dude.
Of course, dude. They're fucking cold.
So what did you order for food for you? What did you do?
Fat Shack.
Fat Shack? That Fat Shack? You get some mozzarella sticks?
The beard looks like decent far away. If you get it close, you can see all the imperfections. But
it's also like low res.
Thanks.
And like, low bit rate.
High what?
Whoa! Was not expecting that. It was loud. Miller time. I don't know who that is. I do like the YouTube name because apparently he never.
Never had a YouTube account.
He never had a YouTube account prior to this. He's like, I created a new one. Yeah, that was loud. That hurt my earballs for sure. Coors Light and me. Not so sure that like. It's gonna take a few before I get used to it for sure. I'm gonna make that bowl. I never washed it.
You used to what?
Huh? It's getting used to the Coors Light because like it's not really my jam.
I haven't had it in a while.
Damn Kool-Aiders.
How are you guys? What did you order for food?
Oh, we're good. I got Dick hasn't ordered anything yet. I don't know if he's going to, but I got a fat cow from Fat Shack. So I'm feeling obese.
A little fat.
There's nothing fat about a sandwich with French fries, mozzarella sticks, mac and cheese, and bacon, and jalapeno poppers.
No, that's exactly what fat is. I didn't say it wasn't good.
It is
It's
really
really
good.
But it's still on the fat side.
Yeah, it's...
Thus, Fat Shack.
Evan, have you never had Fat Shack?
I guess he hasn't been here since they've been opened. Really?
He was just here.
Well, yeah, but that's not like somewhere I would take him.
You're a terrible
Since we've been here
host,
for like 2
man.
weeks.
Yeah, you can't...
You're not a panic.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there you can't really eat. Like
I can eat? Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can
their
get
menu's very much like...
There's a lot of dairy, a lot of cheese on their sandwiches. But you can get like hamburgers. I think they have.
which are just frozen patties.
I think they have a deep fried salad.
Pretty good.
Probably not. They do have deep fried Oreos and cheesecake.
I can do Oreos.
Oh yeah.
It's all vegan.
Yeah, Oreos, cheesecake. You probably can't.
No. You know what sucks? I really started liking cheesecake right when I realized that I can't eat it.
They got foam cake bites.
Now I wanted you. You should have said all these things before you just put the order in. I would have had you order a couple of these things.
You know what they have.
Yeah, but I wasn't like, oh, I should eat that. And now like you put it in my head, and now I'm like,
Fuck that. We'll go to King Supers and get a Fry Daddy. And just stop at the dollar store and get everything that we fucking want. Just
That's
sit here
fair.
and That'll be a whole fucking podcast. We'll just get an air fryer and fry a bunch of random shit. I want to get a Twinkie, fry it, dip it in chocolate, fry it again, and see what happens.
What if you did it where you fried it, chocolate fried it, ice cream fried it?
That'd be good.
I'm just saying, it's probably pretty good.
That would probably be pretty good. Yeah, still in the same spot. Same old place, the big old. I like their circular window. This one's pretty cool though. I like that table. It's just fun to sit at.
Well, it used to be a Witch back in the day before it was Fat Shack. Now I know Witch is all in Fort Collins.
Yeah, because then there was one over by the liquor store, wasn't there, for a little bit?
What? A Witch?
A Witch.
The liquor store over here?
Yeah. Up by the light, there used to be one right there, like the noodle place is, where Twisted Noodle is. I think before that was Twisted Noodle. I think it was Witch, and it didn't make it. I don't even know if Twisted Noodle's still there.
Twisted. I mean, it was. After what's happening right now, I don't know. I don't really either. Like again, they don't really help.
It's a lot of cheese on American pasta.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cheese in
If
American.
I want a meatball sub with no cheese, I'll just order from Chiba Hut. It's kind of a thing.
You can go to
That's the reason why sandwich places don't exist here. Is because Chiba Hut and places like that.
Panino's has a good meatball sub you can get with no cheese. But they got like good fucking Italian meatballs. Like
no, Panino's is good. Bailey used to work there back in the day.
oh really?
Yeah.
Good.
No, like my favorite place to get a meatball sub from, Chloe's.
Chloe's is good.
Yeah.
And spicy bird.
Yeah, super fucking good.
Yeah, you went to Subway for lunch the other day at work. We were talking about subs, and they're like, and I'll eat a sub at any of them. We were talking about, I like fucking, I like Silver Mine. Oh, I really like Obi's is where it's at. And they're both like, oh, dude, you're fucking, no fucking way. I was like, you guys are
good.
Not Canino's, Panino's.
Panino's.
Canino's, the owner of Canino's can go suck all the rock chefs. He's a bitch.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't like him very much.
I gathered that.
He's just a big, angry, fat dude that has no personality whatsoever. So you saw that we have the Malibu for when you want to make your, and that's kind of like a fireball.
Okay, you're trying to take advantage of me. That's good.
Yeah.
Suck.
Sorry, huh?
Suck. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't know, is that what he means? Or you know how like sometimes when someone's writing a story, they put asterisks in front of like an action that's being had? So maybe that just means he's, you know.
He was talking about the owner of Panino's, who is doing that, I'm sure. But to a doorknob, not to a person, because it would be too much for the person to like feel sad for him. I don't want that at all. I want him doing it to a door.
That's true.
But that's what I'm thinking. I don't really know. Because I don't ever want to like be like poorly like on like when I like say like I'm like suck a dick or whatever. I'm not like being like no or like sex scenarios like being like diminutive on that. That's just the term we use. You know what I mean? And my name's Dick, so I can use it. It's kind of like.
And you suck.
Yeah.
I can literally just tell you, you suck, Dick. But it means something completely
Something's
different.
yeah.
Wait, he's gay? No, he's just an asshole. His name is Dick, and he sucks. That's funny.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Too much work to care. No food here yet? I'm getting antsy now.
You ordered it fucking 3 minutes ago. Is it here yet?
I did not order it 3 minutes ago, dude. You're being so exaggerated.
How much is it? 7?
I'll tell you when I don't know. I'll tell you there.
Check that email.
Email, dude. Just go back to the app. Let's see. They are currently heading to the restaurant. Arrives in 19 and 27 minutes, but the order was placed. I'll check the email. I know, dude. I got the email at 7 o'clock.
You ordered it 40 minutes ago?
No, 7:25.
Okay, so it's still been like 20 minutes.
20 minutes. What, 3 minutes ago? No, dude, it's been long enough for me.
Sorry, it's been fast enough.
Just now heading there, dude, with them? Whatever, dude.
It's prime Friday night, bro.
My dasher's name is London.
Unique name.
I wonder if it's a dude or a chick.
That's actually a fair assessment.
If it is a chick, do you
What is
have the
both?
London look?
What is both?
Where you put a fucking screwdriver between your front teeth and just...
I don't even want to like imagine that. I
I
busted my own tooth out, so I know how this feels.
It was from one of the Cardi B songs. I can't remember which one it was, but it was just this video. Like, once you hear this, you can't unhear it. They took like eyeliner and gave themselves like a fake gap between their teeth, and then like sang it with a lisp.
That's
Like it was their
sounds
track.
hilarious, but also terrible at the same
It
time.
was like the actual track, but just seeing that gap and then saying it with their tongue, you can now like hear a lisp. You're like,
I mean, she kind of does have a little bit of one.
there's a lot of them actually, do. It's very small. Very minor. Damn, that felt good.
What?
Couch. Hear about it.
I was like, I don't think there's anything.
I thought it was a napkin, but it's just the fabric. Good.
Made the phone noise go off, but it wasn't my phone. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Wasn't mine for my food ain't here yet.
I just like how people like don't fucking like call me back or text me back. It's pretty cool.
I just don't understand.
That's why, and they wonder why I don't do it.
Don't do what?
Why I don't call people or text people.
Oh.
So like last week, I had text like, I like messaged like probably a dozen people. And like I called you because I was like I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you weren't supposed to be here, but I was like that was like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if he's driving, 'cause I remember that you're kind of like there's a possibility you're going up to fucking Kansas or whatever. So I was like, well, if he's driving, I'll just call him real quick and see what's up. And then, but like, you were like one of like 4 people that said that, you know, like that answered the thing, but I probably had like 15 people where I was like, cool, just no response whatsoever. And so last week when I
If
was
you can't do it, saying no is not a problem.
yeah.
Not saying anything is worse.
Yeah, and so I was like pissed about that shit. And it's like, and I was like, why? Like you hit me up for like this? I was like, because you don't answer me on a regular basis anyways. So why do it? But yeah, I was like, I was all drunk on Monday night. Like I was working, and then I had some beers, and then I just worked like all the way until like Tuesday morning at like 9. So I was a little hammered doing work because it was easy work. So I was like, oh, I'll just get hammered doing it. Which is not normally my jam, but sometimes like it happens and it's cool. But on the podcast last week, I called up my barber, like for like him not answering me, and then like, I was all drunk and like I found the clip. I was like listening to like trying to find like some funny clips or whatever out of it, and I fucking sent him like a clip of me being like, "You bitch!" Like all, it was like 4 in the morning when I sent it to him, and then no response again. I was like, "God damn it!" I don't even know if he like looked at it, watched it. I don't think he's got read receipts on.
I have an appointment with him on Sunday just to clean up my hair.
Well, tell him he's a bitch.
Okay. Because I had to cut it myself a little bit. I was getting just the sides were getting too
Yeah,
long.
I
It
have
was like
a-
3 weeks out when I made my appointment. I was like, fuck, you can't. So I just shaved that. I didn't really touch the top, but like I did on the back. I have it brushed into the top, but really I fucking like missed some.
Right. Well, it's super fucking hard to do it too.
Yeah.
So
Plus have him clean it
I have
up.
an appointment with him on the 11th, I think it is.
But I also kind of wanted to experiment with this because I wanted to like do this part, see how that looked, if it was gappy or not. But she didn't.
I need a haircut.
He didn't touch that last time anyways because the mask is on and he doesn't really go below that line.
Yeah, if he doesn't do your beard, it's kind of like that's kind of the thing.
But there's no doing this beard. There's nothing to fucking do.
Sure, there is. Make it straight, clean it up.
I'm just kind of let it. Like I have my little beard trimmer. Like
Right.
'cause this is growing much faster than the rest of this. So every now and then I'll just trim this down a bit so it doesn't look as bad. But it's starting to fill in a little more. So I'm just kind of I keep this clean. because this line's a little rough. So keep this clean. This line's forming itself pretty well on its own. This one's just choppy because there's patches right where the fucking line is.
Yeah, mine's really like. I mean, I haven't touched mine since I fucked it up in early September, so it's been a month. But that's usually like when I get the haircuts, like once a month and like that kind of shit. I probably need to shrink it down to like once every 3 weeks, but.
Looking bushy, Travis.
Bushy?
Looking bushy. Well, thank you. It's coming. It's been almost a month now. Almost a
Yeah,
month.
it's not too bad. Again, like, it's funny because like the coloring of your beard is just like different than like your hair, and like so like that's what like makes it like a little odd.
It's like the reddish brown is coming out down here. Well, this gets reddish brown in the summer. Like probably when I get back from Hawaii, if we go in December, if that all works out, it'll be red. Like the sun usually does it. But yeah,
It's an Avery.
my bushwalkie. I am. I'm gonna keep it going. It was what we said till December 4th. It was like 3 months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it going. So it's growing
See what it
slow,
looks like.
but it's growing. So I don't think it's ever gonna be a big bushy, but as long as
You've never grown it out like even like to that before. So.
No, this is the longest it's ever been. It's not that long. And I do trim this. I don't like it in my mouth.
It is a giant pain in the ass when you're like eating it. You're like nom 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 nom.
And mine wasn't even to the point where I was eating it. Just like if I was eating and I like lick my lips, I feel it poke my tongue and it just. Then I would sit there, stare off in the distance, and just do this. And people would see me.
Like a 13-year-old boy's genitals.
That's rude.
But why is Avery thinking about 13-year-old boys' genitals? Bigger problem. Yeah, see, like my stash like tends to grow straight
Yours
out,
grows out.
and then it folds down. So like it's like it doesn't like unless I'm like constantly like manipulating it. It's super fucking annoying.
But trim it unless you can do the cool like waxy thing.
I've done it before where I can, where I've done like where it has like the little like
Tails, yeah.
Even it out.
I do, yeah.
who has a trimmer without a guard is a bigger question. Why would you have a trimmer?
I think
without a
most
guard?
trimmers come with guards unless you go to like the dollar store. I don't even know if they sell them there. I guess scissors is technically a trimmer without a guard.
Yeah. Well, and that's how like my barber told me to do it, and that's what I should have done.
Dollar store gang gang.
Gang gang.
Yeah. I was gonna even out before I came over here, but I didn't really care enough.
Only got tetanese twice.
Tetanese. It's having a hard time. I only got
Well,
tetanese
that's definitely not tetanitis, anyways. So, tetanus.
Tetanus. Tetanus.
Tetanus. I actually don't know how to spell tetanus shot or tetanus.
Purpose. Maybe 3 times.
Tetanus.
Maybe 3 times what?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Gang gang.
Gang. Where's your third time?
There it is.
Oh my god, it's gonna be here in 4 minutes.
Lockjaw.
He's so close.
It's probably already here.
It's right here. Heading to you, just up
Oh, okay. I've had it where like I'll have like from DoorDash, I'll have it.
Too cold for the patio. Gentlemen.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I think me and Travis could handle it, but if anybody else shows up, I'm not gonna like put them out there when it's 60 degrees. Because people are bitches. Bitches. But it both turned out pretty good for just a random ass bowl of shenanigans.
I wonder if Michaela's gonna try to get the hook out tonight.
Fair.
No, she doesn't make a bowl yet. She doesn't have to do everything else.
It's not really that hard. This is harder to be a good one.
Shorts. I'd sit outside for sure.
Yeah, I know you would, Nortime. Yeah, I would. Possibly, now that I'm not like a completely giant fat guy, I get cold now a lot easier than I used to.
I'm fatter than I was when I used to get cold. When I was skinny, I never got cold. Now that I'm fatter, I get cold.
That's just from being more comfortable in your life, I think.
Possibly also.
There's also the whole like not like being a proud boy like scenario where like you're just like, I'm not cold when you're actually like freezing your ass off when you're a kid.
I never did that. But I was also, I was swimming miles a day and I was always super active. My body heat has always been usually pretty hot anyway. So when I was working out, it got really fucking... That was the nice thing about swimming. It's like, you were constantly liquid cooled.
Well, there's that too. Like you were also used to being in a colder temperature in the water and stuff anyways.
It's true. Swimming in like 70-degree pools. It's true, it's true. Cold showers.
Well, I still pretty much do like the lukewarm showers.
Yeah, ice baths and all that kind of
so
shit.
So much better for your skin than to have burning ass water on there. Yeah, I definitely do some insulation.
I can't do the burning hot. I can't.
I hate it.
I might get a little warm in there, but sometimes just a cold shower on a nice warm day.
It's the best, dude. It's the best. A straight cold shower is so good, especially like after working in the shop like all day when it's like 115 degrees in that bitch on like hot cars. You just like sit there like cold.
Relevant link. https://ibb.ce/3pwlk1.
It's a safer work image.
I prefer the scald my skin approach.
Yeah, I think that you're not alone in that, Kaylee. I think most girls are like that.
Do, yeah.
I don't know how the strip club would work right now, but I mean, I was supposed to go like in December, and it didn't happen. And I haven't gone in like several years, and I love the strip club, so. So does Millertown.
Not a huge fan.
You also didn't go with me.
No. But just if I went again, I would just sit there. I wouldn't spend money. I'd spend money on booze.
Well, yeah. So like the idea is you spend like your dollars at the tables. You don't get private dances. Private dances are stupid, in my opinion.
Yes.
You can have a lot more fun on the tables, and you can get like everybody riled up to do it.
Free dance is gone.
Free dance is gone.
I'm struggling really bad with this random ass shit. Yeah, but like the hot showers is definitely.
Happy Friday. Yeah.
Play some League. I haven't played League in like fucking months now. People I play with don't play anymore, so I haven't played League of Legends in a long time.
I downloaded it and I played it a couple times. I am not good.
It has a very steep learning curve.
I can tell.
So I think that like if I was like played with you to help, I could probably. Oh my god.
No.
I'm going to punch you, Avery. If I was there to like help you out a little bit, I think it'd be easier.
Probably.
Just because like you also can like follow instructions.
No.
I like watching all these streamers like struggle with that Easter egg on Call of Duty.
It was hard for us the first couple of times, so we figured it out.
Yeah, but like they like I was watching one like today where like they streamed like the other day like the new ones when it wasn't working, and I was like, it's not that hard.
It's probably like when that one group beat us to the bank. We're sitting out there and all of a sudden you just hear, like, they're dead. And if they would have made it out last minute, they would have been dead when they walked out.
Oh yeah, totally.
You're already damaged from fucking gas.
Well, we can do it so fast now. Like that time we did on the tour.
Yeah, you and I did it. You knew where all the pictures were. It's probably here.
Yep, that's probably it.
But can you put that on the charger?
Yeah.
Once we got down, you knew where all the pictures were. There was just a couple pictures, like the horse one.
You probably have more than 4,000 hours in League. I would probably bet. Because you used to play that shit constantly. He used to play that shit. Like, and when he wasn't playing, he was watching somebody play it. It was fucking gnarly.
Yeah, because the only problem I had was There's the missing picture. Because there's a guy with a bearded face looking this way, and it's not Captain Fuckhead.
Yeah.
It's not that beard guy. It's a different guy, and there's a picture missing with the gold plate under it. So there's that one. And there was the one with like this little chapel, like archway door, like walkway looking thing, which is the horse picture. But you can't tell it's in the background of the horse picture. Yes, you did teach me in this.
And you can also have a cookie if you want.
Jesus Christ.
You're a grown adult. You can buy your own cookies.
Yes.
But yeah, we figured that out like super heavy. Like that last game me and Travis played, it was like immediately done. Gravy. Super easy. And honestly, like all the perks is like super nice to have. And there's a pile of cash. So it's super fast. And as soon as everybody forgets about it in like a week. Kind of bummed you didn't like tell me about all those like snacks earlier. God damn it.
Good.
Cookies.
I heard.
What?
I heard.
Yeah.
What? Oh, what was your question?
One more? Alright, let's see what you got here, Dave's.
All live already.
They showed up yesterday.
Can I help you?
Yeah, so I can hopefully start doing that transmission in the next couple weeks here.
You got any time this weekend for me?
Maybe what? What do you need?
5 minutes from you.
Alright.
I gotta get that and
Yeah.
the housing stuff figured out.
Yeah, we can take care of that.
I'll pencil you in. We'll see what happens.
Get away from me.
But I was
What kind of bread did you get?
Sandwich bread.
I think you've got to peel off the sticker.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I saw it at first too. I was like, how do they?
I was like, is that like full of like olives? Is kind of what I thought it was. I was like,
Especially branded edible ink on their bread.
that'd be kind of cool actually.
Stamps their butter. Disney does like in the Mickey Mouse or something. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Fuck off.
Or you're live then?
Yep,
Not on the feed or?
it's over here. We don't need to watch ourselves. It's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Since when?
I haven't had time to go take them apart yet. That's. I need to do that. That's probably gonna be. It might be tomorrow because I'm going there tomorrow to like fix one of the shop computers. Because the only time my dad ever calls me is when he needs something. So.
I got the worst.
Yeah, but you see
The
your.
worst text this week from him. Like,
Yeah.
I got things, do stuff, shop, owe you money. Let me know. Fuck auto speak. And I was just like, I'm just feeling bad now. I've been out there like 10 times. I don't want to charge him what I would make to do a repair because we're friends and family, but I'm like, it's like an hour drive time. 30 minutes plus.
Yeah. Takes time.
And then I'm on a roof, bro, like $300 every time. Well, it's not worth it for me.
Yeah, so just charge him $300.
I know. And the thing is, it worked real well when I was always coming in the shop and you just comp me your time and
Yeah.
some materials and charge me $100 to do. I'm not doing that anymore, so it's just like, do you really want to pay for this? Or do you just want to like, because what I want to do for him is like, get him this 130-mile-an-hour roof that's hail resistant.
But
It's going to cost him 20 grand.
He's a cheap ass
It's
motherfucker.
going to cost him 20 grand. Like, I'm not doing it for free, and Even if I work for free, it's 15 grand in material or 10 grand, like. But you can go up there and it looks like camouflage pants, dude. You can see like all the places I've done repairs, and then all the fails are like 2 or 3 shingles to the right, and like a bunch blow up, and it's like, so I've gone to nailing and gluing everything down, so it like, and it's a mobile, so like they're built differently, like from the factory. So it's just like, it leaked. I'm like, well, the paper that I use is like a synthetic paper that is like, I'd have Travis stand on a 2 foot by 2 foot hole if you nailed every 3 inches around it, he wouldn't fall through. The shit on his house is rosin paper, which is like a glorified version. Like, it's this where they wax one side, and like, it's waterproof, it's waxed, it's like,
Yeah, but only for so long.
that in the sun with UV lasts like about 10 days.
Yeah, it's a thing, and like I said, like just charge him for it and tell him what it is.
What about that? But it was like what you said last time. I'm like, isn't Johnny P up there like every other day? Like, I taught that kid so much. We did some of the harder jobs. Like,
I know.
and he's a smarter person than me to begin with. So it's like, he's like, this kid should be your fucking answer. Just keep calling me.
Well, and that's just one of those things. Like, again, like I'll go help him like with the computer stuff or random ass shit. But like even that, like when I work there, like when I'm doing jobs, like it's $50 an hour. Like that's pretty much how it operates.
And that's like, to be honest, that's like if you were a private entity, that's entry level. Like, your shop's what, $115, $125 an hour?
Well, and it's different when it's like an employee like scenario where it's like, again, I go out there, like if I was an independent, like that's what I did. Obviously it'd be more money, but like,
yeah. But I get that from friends and people all the time. They're like, well, will you give me like the Friends deal? And I'm like, I mean, man, I love helping him, and I even felt bad because the last time was a little rush, and I was like, this is my rate, and he always pays me more than I asked for. You know, like last time was like 100, and they fed me dinner and made me sit down. I'm like, no, man, like this is like what I budgeted to do it. Like I want this much, but then like people like realtor friends always ask for me, like, come do this. I'm like, dude, my rate's $75 an hour, and that's like bottom tier.
Those are just business connections.
Yeah.
For how fucking good I am, like. Cause I'm like working with 2 friends right now. You remember the kid that lived down the street, long hair. Like, and he's like, I'm this. I'm like, no, but you're really not. Why? Because it's like you show up to the job and you can do everything I can do, which is fucking awesome. But you call me in 30 minutes and go, I need a chop saw. I need this nail gun. I need this. And it's like, part of the job is the $100,000 you have invested in doing your job. Like your shop, you have lifts, you have tools. It's not like, well, it looks like this. We're going to go down and get Checker to run the code and borrow the tools we need and fucking do the job we need. I mean,
well, and again, that's just the whole thing. Like when it comes to like business, like stuff like that. Again, like if somebody's like, hey, like, would you do this? And I'm like, sure. Again, like that $50 an hour that like my dad pays me now, like when I go work at the shop, is like that's like the bare minimum. Because if it wasn't that, I wouldn't even be doing it.
yeah.
So.
Okay.
Poke me, motherfucker.
This is poking you. I go to Southside. That was getting your attention.
I'm still a poke.
What's with the cane, bro?
I just was checking out next door, and I had left this, and that's my dad's graduating year of college, and I left it in the house.
Alpha.
They left it.
Good. I mean, why would they left it? Because it's not theirs. I mean,
Yeah, and that's 66, bro. That's pretty cool. Something that, like, I don't know.
it was just the weird. I was just like, why are you walking down?
No, I was never like a frat boy, but I was like, I'm not leaving that in there. And like, the way my dad explains it, like in the Southeast, like a lot of like white collar people were in frats. It wasn't.
Well, I mean, that was a huge thing for colleges for a long, long time.
It was like, it wasn't like nowadays where it's like you're a frat boy. It's like, no, it was just like you found a
Everybody
family
Yeah.
and you jumped
No,
off.
it's just. I mean, there's still frats that are like. There's a brotherhood thing to it too, but there's more parties involved.
Back in the day, like it was also like your social group, I guess. Because my dad was like a very smart, like he's like, no, you join this frat because they were known for being like excelling in academics and things
It was
like
just
that. And
click, pretty much.
yeah, but if you sit with all the smart kids around the dinner table, you struggle with math, you're gonna have that kid that's like, yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing with frats was like the ideas that you weren't just in there alone anymore. Like you had people that like had like-minded ideas, like that kind of shit. Whereas again now, like college is like a normal thing to do, so it's like everybody's doing it. Whereas back in the day, not everybody did it.
And the way he explained it was there's also like tools. Like nowadays, it's like these are your friends, these are who you party with. I used to live with a frat kid, and it was like these are just like my brothers, you know. And my dad was like, no, it was like that was your study group. So you join the people you want. Like they say that thing about your friends too. Your friends are you. So like if you're gonna be successful, or if we're just gonna be losers.
Well, you want to surround yourself with people that that you can mutually benefit of each other, whether it be just sitting there talking or whatever, just having companionship. Is you don't want you don't want to be around people that you just don't give a shit about whatsoever. There's no point of that. It's like that's the biggest thing with like a frat. It's like if you're like in a fraternity, like my cousin was part of one. He was part of like the Triangle Frat, which is like an engineering fraternity. And yeah, they had parties and stuff, but like their whole idea was that they were like, we're doing this together. We have like-minded ideas and what we want to do. Whereas like when I'd go in there and like we throw huge parties at their fucking frat house, and they love me because I just bring people.
Well, I remember the house where the boys lived down the street when I first moved in was like a frat house, and like it was definitely like your party scene. Like one of the dudes was like 35 and had owned a bar and another business from Chicago, and was like, I just got bored of life, so I joined college and joined this frat. And it was like, bro, like you own the house and you're 35. Like everyone else here is 20 if they're lucky.
Yeah, well, some dudes are creepy too.
Oh, I'm just saying it was like across the board though. Like there was people that definitely like should have gone through college, and then there was people that were like, all right, they're like, I'm going back.
It's like the movie Old School. It's like the same like idea.
I'm going back. I love you, dude. Where'd that thing show up from?
What thing show from?
That's mine. It's pretty
Yeah.
sick. We had it on the Roomba earlier.
You have to show me just because I've got the other two, but that one Bluetooth, and that one doesn't charge though, does it?
What do you mean?
It
Does it
doesn't
charge
charge batteries.
No.
Okay.
This is the second.
I have the one that charges batteries, but
There's
it
two
has,
more that's bigger than that one.
well, they have the box one now that goes on the like pack out kit. They have the one I have that's like this shape,
Big stereo looking one. Yeah.
and it like has a button. The problem is like the second you bump it, roll it over, fuck it up, it hits that start button, and then like I have to take the knob off to like engage it. Then I have the old school one that's in a cage, which is cool, but it's like old plug-in, which no phones plug in anymore, and it's like I don't carry that cable around to plug in like a cage.
Yeah, so that one, you can plug it in to like 110. You can run off an M18 or an M12.
Oh.
And you can either do a line in or Bluetooth. So you can plug it in on the job site, or you can run it off a battery depending on what your situation is.
Yeah, but
M12
batteries
or
have gotten
M18.
so good that I mean I don't know. Does it take the big boys like the 9 amp hour and 12 amp hour?
Yeah, when I got that, he tried to sell me the big high output 12.0, that big fucking Milwaukee battery.
$60 battery.
Yeah. He's like, if you buy these two batteries and the charger, he's like, that speaker's free. And I was like, well, how much is just a speaker? Because I already have a battery and chargers. And half the time it's on my
charger. I have you do.
half the time it's on my toolbox plugged in. I usually don't run it off batteries.
Okay. Well, if you need one, like every set of tools, they give you a battery. They give you a battery, and then the thing is like, those are the single chargers. So I bought one of the rapid ones where you can plug 3 in.
Yeah.
So I've just got like those bad chargers I throw away almost.
So I got the one that I bought a 1/2 inch impact.
Okay.
Just because at our shop we don't do torque sticks or anything on the wheels. Just the policy is all hand torqued.
Yeah.
So no one
that's
really
better.
uses air. And so I got the electric one, which just makes it quicker. And that thing rips. The thing's sick. So I've got that,
I
two
got
batteries,
big
and the.
high output, and then I got this Goodyear one that is like, no, I wouldn't say it's like it's not like a high quality. It's like something Sam's would sell, but it's pneumatic, and I was having trouble with my wheels, and literally I went to the battery one, and it just like
On the fucking.
it literally just like the battery one was. And I was just like, I would normally never give a battery tool more power than a pneumatic, because I have a big compressor in my shop too. Like I have a 50-gallon whatever.
Yeah,
But
the
no,
breakaway
that-
torque on that half-inch is very, very impressive. It's pulling.
Is the half-inch the big one? Like it's got the big front.
It doesn't have the extended anvil on it. You can get that one, but I just got the normal snub nose one.
But it's an M18.
Yeah, it's M18 fuel.
Okay. I don't know if I have the fuel, but mine's. Because what do they have? A half-inch and 5/8 or?
Half-inch, 3/8, and then you can get the quarters with the M12 batteries. You can
Mine's
get
the
3/8
half
to
or
3/8.
3/8 then. It's definitely that. But like I was like dumb surprised how powerful it was.
It was probably the half-inch then, because the 3/8 are powerful, but they're not going to take off lug nuts without fucking it up after a couple times.
It just
But-
did, and then
So
it
you
would
would
just
take your
spin
lug
loose.
nuts off of dualies like nothing.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
And Nick was telling me that like the way they design those is they have more power hitting backwards for braking nuts
Yeah.
than they do forward.
Well, and the electric
That breakaway
ones, they
torque.
pretty much should be roughly the same, forward and reverse. Because like the reason why the pneumatic ones are reverse is because because the way that the air power works is basically it rotates it as it goes, and so like when it's in reverse, it goes against like the short side, whereas like the on the reverse side it goes on the fatter side.
Yeah.
So on electric ones, they pretty much should be the same front and rear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just remember you saying that, and I was like, it was fucking like. I sat there and like let my pneumatic hit, and nothing happened for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I put the battery one, and boom, boom, I was like, that's fucking dope.
Well, I've got my big half-inch snap-on that thing's a horse too. If I have a problem, that thing will. Mainly, the only thing that the cordless hasn't been able to do is like a Honda crank bolt.
Well, even pneumatic ones struggle with that shit.
My snap-on doesn't.
Yeah.
It fucking peels them out of there. It's great.
Would that be like the 3-foot breaker bar then normally?
Well, so like the problem with
A lot of the time, yeah, they want you to take out the starter, put a special little tool, and it'll hold the flywheel, and then break it by hand, and then you can do whatever.
and a lot of the Honda ones, they actually have that special tool that goes in the fucking hex on them because it's backwards.
Yeah.
So like on most of like the crank bolts, like heavy hard ones, I just fucking like because they spin the same direction. They spin all when you're looking at the
Oh
screen,
yeah,
right?
you can put
So
a you can put a brake bar on it, and then just bump the engine over.
with the starter.
I think we've done that once.
Yeah.
They're just tightening. You can't do the same thing. They've got to, especially for Honda specifically, very, very, very tight.
I mean, they're 230 foot-pounds typically, so.
Yeah, that's the
You've got to have
cheater bar
something
for
holding.
sure.
But
So
you gotta
that's-
have something holding the crank still.
You gotta have like something through the spoke, like basically, but that would damage it.
You'll
right?
fuck something up if you try to do that.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
you're
you have to
gonna-
have a complete
You're
lock.
gonna have
then.
that bar resting on either an aluminum timing cover or a shitty fucking steel oil pan.
So you have to have that.
You have to have something holding.
Yeah,
it.
it depends on a lot. Most of them, again, like I just put it against the ground, hit bump the starter, and fucking pop them off, and it's good. But like Honda ones, those 2.3s, they've spin the opposite way, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
And those are the ones like you need special tools for. Like again, like the older ones, they have like a hex that fits inside of the.
And then you can put your socket through it.
Yeah.
Those ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a.
So you can, there's actually there's a giant hex that you put inside the crank pulley. It's got room to put the socket through, so you can use like 2 breaker bars. You can actually hold it that way.
Yeah, so like these are what the Honda ones look like this.
Yeah.
So basically, it sits inside of the.
They don't have like
crank
a
pull-
stop pin then, kind of like saws do, where you have like saws always have a pin you push in to break
Yeah,
the
no.
nut loose.
Engines don't have that stuff at all.
Well-
typically some do.
I guess it wasn't for tightening, but I just did. It was a timing belt on a Ford Fiesta, the 1.6,
Mm-hmm.
and the timing is like different than I've ever done on a normal one. Like there's not marks, there's just a procedure to do it right. And part of it's you take this little bolt out of the side of the engine, and I had to get this kit off Amazon.
And you
Right,
put the
I'm
pin
kidding
in.
you. Put the pin in and rotate the crank all the way clockwise until it hits the stop, and that's TDC.
That's like the.
Kind of
Here's-
scary.
That's like the old Ford, like the 2 liters, the Duratec 2 liters, where they have like a cam tool that you slide in there, Basically, so you set it on there when you do the timing chain or timing belt.
That double wishbone looking
And
thing.
it has like it's just a flat plate, and so it fits in like the slots, and like there's like a hex on there, so you can wrench the engine around a little bit if like it breaks or whatever, and then you put it in its spot, and then you put the belt on.
So that because that kid I can buy do the 1.5s, 1.6s, and the 2 liters. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's the newer ones. Those are the older ones. They have like a special plate. We didn't buy one because again, my dad's kind of cheap, so we made a fucking angle iron fucking plate to go into that fucking shit.
There's this.
And I got real good at doing janky ass shit, not having tools to do it. Tell you what.
There's this lock set for like this one brand of locks that's like the same thing. Like it's the weirdest thing because you have to like put the lock in facing down, like the knob part that you always press on, and then you like turn it 180 so it's up, and then you slide the other side in. And if it catches and holds, you did it right. If it doesn't, it like spins. And then you click it down, and you click it down, and then when you shut the door, it like clicks up. If you don't, it clicks completely where like the thing would block itself. I like read the instructions 3 times, watched a video, and was like, what the? That's the stupidest fucking
Well,
thing.
that's like
It's like because it preloads. You have to preload it is the thing. And if you don't get the preload, you're just like, you're in the same perpetual loop that just gets like so frustrating.
It's like, have you ever done like a timing belt, like an old Subaru, like a 1.8 Subaru, like a Brat, or like, up to like the GLs?
Is that the...
Like, kind of like your white one that you had, so the timing belts on those ones.
With the double cam wrench? Like that?
So they have 2 timing belts.
Yeah. One that runs each bank?
Yeah. So then, like, and you have to, like, you do one, and then you turn it 180 degrees, and then the marks line up for the other one. I was like, why didn't you just make it so the marks line up the same
from the beginning?
So you can do the belts at the same time.
Yeah. Like, what does it matter that it's different?
Super. It's a boxer, dude.
I always hated doing it. Like, for one, they're a giant pain in the ass to get in those like GLs anyways. Like there's not a whole lot of room. So then you have to spin it and do the thing. Whereas like like on the 2 liters and the 2.2s, like and the 2.5s,
set it all and you slap it on.
They're so easy. I could do ones on Legacies in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't get why they do that though, because like Dougie had the like Lesbaru.
Yeah.
And then my buddy had this Ford Exploder, and they both asked me to do an oil change for him one day, and I did it. And like the Exploder, like you had to drop the thing. It was like the oil filter, like had to pour down the engine to get to like your pan. And Dougie's is just like the van. It's like, here's your filter, here's your.
Yeah. Well, I mean the thing is like
you're
after
out of
those
there
1.8 Subarus, like the GLs. Subarus became the easiest thing to work on. They went from being like a pain in the ass
because they break so much
to like you're not wrong.
Sobs.
Like it's the easiest fucking shit. Like the problem with like the Saabs.
I didn't work on my Saab. You always did, but I just remember looking in there and being like, nothing like any other engine looked like this. It's like they went like, let's just spin everything and inverse it.
Have you worked on like any like the old 900s? So like, the 9000 is a pretty standard engine, traverse motor, like that kind of stuff. So on the old 900s and prior to that, so they're still 4 cylinders, 4-wheel drive, nothing crazy, but they were kind of like how an Audi is 4-wheel drive, or like a Volkswagen, where like they had like a Passat, where like they had the motor straight. Mm-hmm. But like, instead of like that, the engine's in there reverse. So the front of the engine is pointing towards the back of the car.
Fuck
yeah. The main seal would go out on those, they'd start leaking. I had a 99 and it was crazy. It had no top end.
So
I got it to
did
like
the tranny connect to the front of the crank or something?
No, so like the engine's in there backwards. So it's not like a Volkswagen where like like a Beetle. So on a Beetle, the front of the engine is the flywheel side. On like Beetle or Type 2, like van, like back in the day, like old.
Yeah.
So the harmonic balancer is the rear of the engine on those ones. On the Saabs, there's still the front of the engine, but it's facing the firewall.
So they had like the stupid hood for that reason.
What?
What is the transmission?
On the front of the car, back of the engine.
Okay.
So,
dude, the hoods. You watched the hood open up, and it was like, why would you do that? And it's because you will be laying on the windshield to work on anything. Like.
Yeah, and so like the thing is,
they opened up like this.
My favorite part, like his sister's 900. It went through alternators like a bunch for like a while, and you're supposed to like take all this shit off and do an alternator on it. And then what I learned is if you dent the firewall just like a little bit, the bolt slides out enough that you can pull the alternator out. Because the alternator's like not like a difficult scenario to get to. Like it's like
It's just that
just
bolt.
around the driver's side. It's just that bolt doesn't slide out enough. So we put like a dent, like probably only like a
It's
quarter.
a little
inch
hit
deep.
with a hammer. Just
Yeah, so like boom, boom,
Yeah,
like
ball ping.
just to get the head of the bolt like to slide out enough that you can pull the alternator out. And like it was like one of those things where it's like, fuck. What?
nothing. That sucks from that.
No. I was like, what? You're just like so like.
Nope.
Fuck!
I thought you blew like blew into the bomb. Oh fuck.
Nah,
Set this down, blame the next person.
so there's no smoke. I look over the bowl. And I was
It's
like,
a hole in the bowl.
Yeah, I had my first car was a 78 Saab 99. And it like was 4-speed, leaked gas. And then Saabs have this thing that like in the air box, you turn it from summer to winter, which like opens or closes like an intake air into the radiator or the heater cooler. And mine was like stuck on winter. So it like would heat up real quickly. So you had to drive around with the windows down, like all year long. In winter you could roll them up. In summer it was just like all 4 windows down, sunroof up. It smelled like gas to the point people were like, I don't know if we should do this, like smoke a bullet, it smells like gas. Nah, it's never blown up, don't worry. But it was like fucking hot. And my dad knew it was a piece of shit. And then like, Lowell was gonna paint it black cherry and they showed me a black cherry like Camaro and that's fucking sexy. It turned out like this color.
yeah, there was we went to the Good Guys car show like 4 or 5 years ago, and there was this cool old Chevelle that had the paint color was root beer. It was like a cool like metallic dark like brown. It was really cool.
Well, black cherry was supposed to come out different. I'll tell you that. I remember seeing it like that's gonna be sick, and then seeing it is like, that's me. 78 Saab with like, it was like black cherry, but it was like more like a crappy purple. And so my dad was like, okay, so giving me like this was, and he loved Saabs, but like the 78 Saab I got was my dad's first car in 1977 that he bought brand new. You're talking, what would that have been, Nick? 98, 99 when I got my license?
You would get your license.
99, 98.
2000. You would have been 16.
Okay.
15. So 2001. 16.
Yeah, it was 2000, 2001. I'm an early birthday, so it was 2000. But, or 2001, and then I got it in January, so it was like, I had it early.
Yeah.
But either way, it was like, pretty obvious. Yeah, I just gave you like, it was a classic when I got it. So we put two 12s, 1000 amp in it, like 1000 watt amp, big old speakers. It was real cool.
Yeah, it was like
the whole thing, so it like would, it was a hatchback, so it would like, you could watch smoke move in the car when the bass hit it. That part of it was dope. But it was like, there was no like place for the stereo, and I got like a cool fold down stereo, so we like, nigga, modified
you
this
were 15,
angle iron,
16 years old. Like.
angle iron to like hold this cassette deck. That was just like the biggest, like it looked like shit even when we got done, because it was just like a measured piece of angle iron holding a deck. You could just pull it out. So I think I eventually ended up like, we hot glued a bunch of fishing hooks to the back of it, so if some asshole reached in to yank it out, they just got like a handful of fish hooks.
Oh fuck!
Because it was like,
dude.
it sat on there, dude. Like, it was like 2 bolts that actually.
For this. I have a story
God,
of a stolen stereo. So, yeah, your car was like mostly like fucking like stereo than anything else.
It was $2,000 a stereo and a $1,000 car. And I got the stereo half price because I had a buddy that worked at what used to be like
Soundtrack, and
Yeah.
then it was something electronic, something.
Yeah.
Ultimate Electronics is what it
But
turned.
when it was Soundtrack, I had a buddy and he was like, anything you buy, 60% off my discount. So we just went in there as like, nicest. Yeah. Half price.
So I had this Ford Escort for a while. My favorite cars are still the Conway cars.
Purple.
No, not the pink one.
Okay.
It was a blue one that I had after the pink one got smashed. But like we had like, it was like, you know, we like painted it. Like it was a pretty like decent, but it had like a shitty stereo in it, like a Sony one that was like for like $80 at the time or whatever. And I just kept it in there. And then it started to die. Like one channel, it was only like one channel, and like shit like didn't work or whatever. So like it needed to be replaced. And
Dude.
I got you, bro.
Thank you.
but I was part of in front of my mom's house one night, and in Greeley, and somebody ganked the stereo that was broken out of it. And my mom's all freaking the fuck out, like, yeah, it's flying stereo. I was like, they kind of did me a favor because like it needed to be replaced. It was down to one channel. It was like
Time to do it.
So I was like, not even the good one. It was like a cheap ass stereo, anyways. So then I was like, my favorite part about that is I was lazy when I went to put in the next one, like super lazy. So like I just like wired all this shit up without getting like the things that cut all the wires. I was like, well, fuck it, this is a cheap ass car anyway. So I'm like, I don't give a shit. So I just took and like put all the wires together and then used liquid electrical tape and just like made a big old glob of it. And then when we sold the car, like my brother got the stereo out of it. He was like, you fucking asshole. I was like, he's like, it was just full. Like it was a big old just boop of just fucking electrical like tape, but that was like dried up obviously. It was so funny to me. He's like, you fuck. I don't even actually remember what car I went in the Mirage. That's what that one went into.
Yeah, we had one come in recently that was they're having issues with the radio, and one of the guys pulled it out, and it was an aftermarket radio, and everything was connected with household wire nuts, and with all speaker wire.
Who do you have wire nuts on it?
I've done all speaker wire when it needs to be done, but that sucks when it's like that.
So he pulled that thing out, it was
Should
like
be
this
solid.
nest of speaker wire and fucking.
And they didn't short it like enough either, so it was like all this bunch of bullshit.
So the best like speaker story I have is like my sister. We bought her. She moved to Erie, Pennsylvania for college. She didn't have a car her first year, and so my mom got her this like Subaru, like the old GL or whatever. It was a pretty shitty Subaru. And she's like, so I'm going to pay you and my old roommate to drive out there because he had family in Pittsburgh. And it's like, cool, I'll visit my family and then I'll fly back. And I was like, I'll just fly back after. So we drove this Subaru out to fucking Erie, Pennsylvania. It's like 20 hours.
What's up, Tyler?
That's awesome. We're just going to like roll up a bunch of blunts. And like, this was back when I smoked all the time. Like, we just got a bunch of weed, stashed it. My mom got the car clean like the day we were taking it. And they like sprayed it down but never vacuumed it back out. So it's like, everything's damp. The seats are damp. She's like, just leave the windows. You're driving through Nebraska, it's summer. And yeah, we'll just leave the car open. So we get off on the road trip, and this is like back when you had like the book of CDs,
small.
you know? Like, you had $1,000 in CDs. You had like that fucking 4-page just. So I was like, cool, got stereo. Popped in CD. Nothing works. Like, there you go. Oh, this sucks. Radio doesn't work, so let's put a CD in. Put a fucking CD and nothing happens. We eject it out, whatever. Okay, fuck this. No, I think we actually forgot our CDs, and this was right when like the 50 Cent, who was he battling with, Kanye West, was like, if I don't outsell you, I'll retire. One of them said that to each other.
Yeah,
on their next album.
You're
it was
right.
like Massacre when his album came out. So we're like rolling into Chicago, and I'm like, nothing works on the radio. I'm buying this fucking 50 Cent CD. So we go into this Walmart at like 7:40 in the morning the day his CD gets released. Then I buy the 50 Cent CD, and we push it in, and now the motherfucking radio works, but the CD player doesn't do nothing. So I just bought the CD like waiting 16 hours to fucking listen to it, and now the radio works. And then it would just turn off intermittently. Don't touch anything.
On a road trip to Pennsylvania.
We'll hit a bump and then we'll go back on. So like by the time we get to Pennsylvania, it's like 1 o'clock, and I'm like fucking furious about the whole music situation on the drive out. So I look up on the drive in.
Good night.
I look up on the drive in this fucking audio sound place, and we go to like this hood rich place where it's like rims and stereos. And I'm like, listen, bro, like I got $800. I'm not giving my sister this car without a fucking radio, like hook me up. So he gave me this thing with that, a screen this big, like the backup cameras that's in the rear view mirror. It was like this big, but it played DVDs, anything you wanted. and then he gave me 2 speakers and 2 like 6x9s in the back for like $800, and I was like, fucking do it, bro. Like, and then I remember like checking out. I'm like, where's my 50-cent CDs? Like, oh, boys are listening in the back. And so then like that was like the joyride for 15 minutes from there to the campus. I like put the CDs, like you finally get to listen to it. Oh my god, this is awesome. And it was pretty cool because I drove back with Courtney on that, and that's when I watched the rest of that Ricky or movie or whatever. I'm like this big of a screen, Nebraska, this big, and it's like an old one, so it's not like up here. It's like down here where you actually have to take your eyes off. Where like I had it in the like 05, and it was so close that like, oh, okay, cool. You could watch movies. This one was like.
I remember when we'd drive out to like Cleveland to race my cars. Like every Thanksgiving, that was like a ritual for a long time. Like me, John, and Dan, we just fucking rolled out there. And then I think it was like 09 or whatever. We had like, you know, nice laptop with the DVD players. We just put on the fucking dashboard of my F-150, just fucking trolling 20 fucking hours, just watching movies.
I mean, when I got my license and started driving and had my car and everything, it was like 08, 09. So, but every time I put a stereo in my car, and I put one in almost every one I had, I would just find a stereo that had a conversion kit. I don't want to fuck that little conversion pigtail.
Oh yeah, I mean.
So instead of having to like cut and wire your radio in, a lot of radios now, it's more common now too. It'll come, or you can get a little pigtail that will plug into your factory harness and then plug into the radio. It's like a little adapter.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do anything.
You know, the wire.
I was so surprised, like when we pulled that out, like, dude, it's 2020. What the fuck is this? Those connectors cost like $12.
They're cheap, and the thing is, even if you get like the harness that like plugs into the car, that you have to wire into the harness that comes from the stereo, but still, like, you know, you don't have to like make it this much of a wiring, you know, adapter. You don't have to have all this extra garbage you don't want with it.
It comes with like 2 feet of wire, and people just leave it and shovel the wire down into the dash.
It's like just trim it, throw it up.
Just cut it.
See, with my first one, like that was back when like DVDs, all that was illegal. So I had like this switch under the dash where you'd start the car and put your foot on the brake and flip the switch and then tap the brake twice, and it would make the DVD player work. Because if not, it would go into like GPS, this is unsafe mode to drive, so you couldn't watch a movie. And they're like, we killed it. And the guy told me, he's like, this is illegal. We can kill it. Flip the switch, tap the brakes twice. And it will, like,
yeah, they're supposed to be set to like where the parking brake switch or whatever is what's supposed to be.
And that's what it did. It like killed the parking brake, and the double tap convinced like you put it on or something. I was like, fuck yeah, bro. Like I would have not bought this if you didn't do that. Like, thanks for doing it. He's like, I knew that. I was like, yeah, I would have never bought it if you didn't fucking make it illegal. And that truck still bumps, dude. I get in the 05 and we go up to Estes or something, and like my new truck's nice, it's got speakers, but I get in that fucking thing, and like I was riding with a guy that works for me the other day, and he listens to like bluegrass and like fiddle and stuff, because he's like real music, like specific, and he's like, he plays this instrument, I don't even know what it's called, it's from Sweden or something. And he put on like late night radio, which is like EDM-y, like kind of like free lights, and it just started hitting, and it was like, I think I know this guy. And it hit again, I was like, this is late night radio. He's like, yeah, you showed me this, I like this. I'm like, this shit's fucking pounding, dude. Like, I miss my old truck. 10s are fucking awesome in a truck. Like, a truck doesn't have like great sound, but 10s sound here.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Yeah.
I go ahead, spec. I got this. I got fat tires and you guys. Ooh, what is this?
What?
Where's your phone?
What is this? We got a roommate?
No, it's
my
his.
PC.
You moving in, Travis?
No.
No. we need to talk. We gotta figure out something.
No.
Oh, he's leaving.
It's not my wife.
But yeah, definitely heard something upstairs for sure. Okay. I was just like, What's happening right now? Also, I should probably close the door upstairs because you turned the fucking dishwasher off. It makes all that noise.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. It just makes a shit ton of noise. It's like brand new, so it makes noise.
Nice. The only thing I didn't bring was something to put my like shit on. I think about that. I even have like a little folding table for that. I mean, perfect.
Got one upstairs. We can take all the shit off of if we want to. Or you can set it up like on that little table in front of you and sit on the couch. So you got wireless stuff.
Yeah, but everything's on it right there.
The TV. I mean, you don't have to like put your keyboard in your fucking lap.
Oh, I'm gonna suck balls. I'll tell you that right now.
I think that table needs more water bottles. Just saying.
More water bottles. Jack, I'm not.
There's water in Coors Light. That's pretty much
I also like how his like YouTube is his actual name.
Mm-hmm.
Did the whole actual name? Oh.
Behind you, bro.
It's
Nothing to hide.
it's a wall. Oh. Your water.
Oh. This one. Yeah, I got two. I drink a lot of water, so I have
I
two.
like those keg ones. I've got one of those. These are sick.
Yeah, this one's actually from South Dakota.
And you have the ones that you can like you get the attachment to turn it into an actual little mini keg with a little pump tap. Those are sick.
Yeah, this one is from Dakota Shivers Brewing in Leeds, South Dakota.
Behind dick.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, that's my two water bottles that I use. I drink.
Jack, since you're watching, I'm gonna show you my recent purchase.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That thing is massive.
I can't.
Yeah, they're both 64 ounce.
Show me. I can't.
There you go.
Look at that, Jack. Oh yeah, it's right on your right screen too.
It takes practice. Dude, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, it should be here. It's October 15th. A couple weeks. So I'm my only merch buyer. I've got 0 followers and my own hat.
You gotta fake it till you make it. Is really what it is.
Yeah.
That's how it operates.
Well,
If
like,
you're
I
doing
like
it
those like flex fit hats. Like I wear my hat backwards a lot, but I just don't like the gap of skin right here.
yeah, that
my,
makes sense.
My hair's like never.
Stream Labs 4.
Did you buy it from like the Streamlabs store thing?
Oh no, I did. I made that. I've had that little logo for a while, and then I just made the font all on Photoshop, and I just made a hat through Vistaprint. So for $30, I got a custom hat. So,
Yeah, it's like the same like price as buying a hat. So
Yeah.
it's might as well have like a cool one. I
yeah.
thought about making like the mask like scenario.
I thought about that too, because they're doing that at Vistaprint now too.
I love how like cheap like some of their shit is and like how some of it's not.
Nice. Cool. Very cool.
Except I like wearing those flex fit hats. I've got like one for work, but I'm not gonna wear my community auto hat if I'm like streaming or here.
No.
I shouldn't have said that. I don't work there. God damn it.
I was actually like talking to Kate the other night. We're working on the logo stuff some more for this podcast because I've stalemated on that one where I'm like I just when you stare at your computer screen all day like it's hard to like continuously like make more work for myself.
What is it gonna be?
It's just gonna be like, it's not gonna be like super like crazy. I think we're doing colors are gonna be crimson, black, and white for the podcast. So a little bit darker than like the YouTube logo, but like straight up crimson color. So she's gonna work on like doing that logo. And then I gotta set up this week, and maybe I'm gonna set up the green screen and everything so we can take pictures and like put it all, so we can make a banner for the YouTube page and do all the stuff that I have planned. I just haven't like gone through and done yet. I mean, we can, again, I got a green screen so we can do anything. But I don't think that YouTube would allow that.
Probably not. Probably not.
Maybe for the website, because the website's up too, just need to be worked on. Website for like everything is up. I had the website up for like fucking Blow Orange Gamers. I had the website up for everything, so.
I'm pretty sure Mogatang will sponsor. Mogatang Productions.
Well, like, so like my like production company, like I've done, like I haven't like done the whole thing, like where it's all gonna like umbrella, like all the parts. That's Gorilla Boy Productions. So Gorilla Boy Productions. I've told you
I thought
about
you
that.
said Girl Boy.
Oh.
And actually, the Gorilla Boy thing works pretty well for that one I was fucking with.
Yeah. No, and that's I've been called that for years and years. That was like another nickname. But now that I think about it from last week, we had a nickname conversation that I didn't pull that one out.
I like that crimson idea. I wonder how that looks in there.
Well, so I'm trying to like, I like the green for the MXZ Honky stuff, but for the podcast, it's gonna be crimson.
So, like, what would you use that for?
So like that would be like for like game streaming and game stuff.
You like that green?
It's pretty close to like what greens I like. Like I put it like a little bit, like darken it up a little bit. Nothing crazy. So it's still like neon, but like more green than yellow. See, can you put like the hex values in for those?
What?
Like, can you put hex values in for those?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Oh, I got RGB and CMYK.
Well, RGB's fine
Yeah.
too. So like, if you take and increase the green. It's RGB, or increase the red. Sorry. And then see if that comes up there. Yeah, the green is gonna be. Yeah, so something like that.
Okay, so what did I just do? 8255.99.
Yeah, and so like that will be for like the gating side of it, and then the podcast is the red.
Can I have the bottle of Fireball, please?
Color. Do 8255.99. Yeah.
Stark contrast to Coors Light.
But yeah, and again, like I'll use that. I'll probably like that would be like the base logo, and then like for like the website I'll like add it on there because I don't know if I've shown you like the one like I kind of made, but I don't. It was just kind of cheap and easy. No, I don't want that. I want this one. So like, see, like it has like the green wasn't quite. It's pretty close to what you had before, but I wanted darker. So like, that was kind of like what I was going for. Obviously, like the one that I made it on, I couldn't do all lowercase for some fucking reason. But like that was kind of like that was like a quick like fucking like 10-minute like bam done.
Yeah.
So like I basically take that and like make it a little bit more. But yeah, you've done the basic work on it. I have not seen the new Borat trailer. I'm sure that shit is gonna be ridiculous though, considering they filmed most of it in like Cognito, where you don't know anything. don't know. What do you think? What do you think of the new trailer, Tyler? What are you creating that on?
He dresses up like Donald Trump and goes to a rally.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
And confronts heads.
That Rad 2 trailer. Well, if we get
People make recognize my face. I would need disguises.
This man is 6 criminal? No, I'm not 6 criminal.
I will take this to be a fact like American man.
Yeah? This is a good one. Where is his crumb? What is problem, officer? That's somebody that's strapped to the top of your car. Who's in that passenger seat, boss? Only men and boys are allowed inside car.
I'm here to give my daughter as a gift to someone close to the throne.
I'm a dress with real sexy pills.
This is a bag that just goes over the dress.
Very nice.
I really like this.
Jessica Parker, Germany.
I want this one with the baby on it. I have a baby inside me.
Can you take it out?
No, we cannot. That's not what we do here.
I feel bad because I was the one who put the baby in her. Did you ever? Where is everybody?
I want everybody to quarantine so they don't spread this virus.
Could I stay in your home?
I hope quarantine never ends.
What?
This is ridiculous.
Democrats.
Killing some of the virus.
No, you can't see the virus.
No, it's still there.
If you think you see a virus go like that,
This makes the virus sleepy, and then when it's sleeping,
The daddy has a lot to learn.
My daddy is the smartest person in the whole flat world.
and while the risk of coronavirus remains low, as the president said yesterday, we're ready for anything.
Michael Penis, I brought the girl for you.
Bola.
Now I fist you? What do you prefer? You fist me or I fist you?
Same time.
Fist each other. Yeah.
There you go.
That's pretty ridiculous, Tyler. Yeah, there you go. That's fucking dope. I like it. I like it. And I'll update this thing when I get there, because this is a free website that I made for my job, so.
I sent it to your phone.
Cool.
Yeah, now you, me, and Seth will have one. But it's. Where we go? It's called Photoshop Mix.
Okay, so it's a free
It's-
Photoshop.
Yeah, and you can cut, you can do whatever. The smart cut's actually pretty dope on here. It was just, I wasn't gonna get it on my PC just to fuck around with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to make my logos with, and I'll probably use it to do
Try
this.
again.
Holy shit, still not turned down enough. So I was going to do it in GIMP, but I actually found it was going to be easier to make logos and stuff like that in Inkscape, which is also free and open source. But because GIMP works a little bit better for editing images than it does for creating them.
So I've got my logo, my monkey, of that, and then this is like for my like Facebook page. It's that one, so I tried to get that font to match the color, which was a pain in the butt. And then
I'm not trying to fight nobody. I've used GIMP and I understand like some of how it works.
and you've seen sets,
GIMP
right?
rules.
Yeah. Yeah, GIMP is amazing, especially for a free open source scenario. You should look at Inkscape. It's actually pretty solid too. And again, they're different tools for different items. Is kind of the idea.
So this was a funny one that I made. So when we were rebranding and getting some new banners when I worked down in Loveland, and they had their banner, but I made one on here, and we got it like made into an actual banner to see what the boss thought. He wasn't a fan, but
Oh, that's amazing. I would love that.
I was like, let's do like a Pep Boys thing, but there's 4 of us. So that we were all the service riders. So funny.
Yeah, so like, I would totally have done that like if I owned that shop. Totally.
It's so funny, dude.
That's
It came on like a giant 2x6 foot banner. He's like, we showed him and he laughed. That was funny. He's like,
I would totally put like in the shop. That would be amazing.
So that's what I wanted to do before he came in. It was like the ceilings were really high in that shop. I was gonna, because they were in there doing the lights with the scissor lift.
And you're
I
like,
was gonna take that and I was gonna put it in the toppest fucking corner, up in the top, that face the whole shop so everybody could see it. But the day I planned on doing it, the scissor lift was gone.
oh, bummer.
That was so funny.
Yeah, no, like that's kind of funny shit that I want to fucking do is like silly garbage like that. And that's what we're gonna do. Like again, like with the green screen set that I have is like, you know, I'm gonna buy a nice camera here in the spring probably. Have I showed you the camera that I want to buy? It is fucking sick, bro. It like just came out. It's a Sony A7S III. So like it'll do stills and like all that kind of stuff like well, but like it's definitely like more of like their video camera in a you know DSLR style of body, and it is. Oh my God, Tyler! I will find you and I will hurt you. But yeah, it's fucking sick. It's also $3,500. But it's super dope. Well, if I could spell, that'd be cool too. I can't even spell Sony. I didn't mute you, I just turned you down. I turned it down. Just,
Don't need everybody to hear that.
yeah. There we go. Sony. Electronics. Interchangeable lens cameras. Because I was thinking about buying like that ZF1 or whatever, ZV1 or whatever that camera was. I think I showed you that one too. Which I still might because it's a pretty good fucking deal. Let's see here. This one. So yeah, 4K, 120p. So like, it's fucking sick, bro. Full frame. So I think that's what I'm gonna go. Yeah, $3,500 with no lenses.
That's crazy.
What if we want to do like 16-bit colors, like all sorts? It'll be like an actual like we can do some cool stuff with it for sure. And the new autofocus is like, bam, it's super primo. The other one, like I thought about like getting for like when we're like fucking around, because like this is one of those like I don't want to hand this to everybody kind of scenario, because it's like when it's that much money, it's like
It's yeah. Needs to
yeah.
be in certain hands only.
But that'll be like our you know, the camera that we're gonna start doing stuff with. The other one that I thought like, and again I might still buy both of them, is this one. Yeah, the ZV1. So like it's much smaller. You can kind of see like the size there. And the autofocus is super good, but it doesn't do like, it's obviously not as good as like a multi like lens scenario.
Right.
But like all the reviews on this is like, it is like the vlogger's like camera. And it's only like $750 and like it's fucking like sick for like that much money. Like it's I thought about like just doing that and like doing the thing, but like I want to like, if I get one like right now, like I think I'm gonna do the Big Daddy one, that kind of scenario, because like obviously this works perfectly for this, but what I want to do in the future for like this podcast or podcasting in general is like I want to have one that we stream like we're doing now, and then like on YouTube we're gonna have like one that has like is edited a little bit, where it has like the intros and like if we get sponsor spots, like those kind of things will be thrown in there, and then I can do the card and like do a thumbnail and all those things go along with it. And so like I would like it to be, the recorded versions are much nicer even with this stuff that we have now. Like I'm recording it on OBS as well as well as streaming it. The record rates are better, and it's mostly because like the bit rate can be higher.
Yeah.
So whereas like right now when we're streaming, Twitch only does 5 megabits per second is basically what it does. And if you do more than that, that's when we were having those black screen problems for a little while. Is that it'll show a black screen, the audio is fine, and then when you are finished streaming the video, the VOD is fine. Whereas YouTube, you can stream 10K, 15K, it doesn't give a shit. So, and those videos are just generally better.
Yeah.
And so like that's kind of like where in the future, for anybody watching this now or later, that's what it's going to be, is those kind of things. And with a nicer camera, like when we like go do something or whatever, like get a video out there, like that's what it's for.
Yeah.
And the quest for quality along with substance here. But yeah, I think I might in the end game we might have both of them, and then a pile of lenses to go along with the camera. And then once we have lenses, in the future when new cameras come out, we just use those lenses to go along with it.
Yep.
Because the camera that I really want is really expensive and much larger, and not something that like we like do a bunch of shit with. Whereas like this one's like the A7S III, like it's a size where like you can bring it, do things, vlog with it, those kind of
Especially if
things.
you just get like the little flexible tripod with it, you just hold it like a handle or set it easily when you need to.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like too is like like we have like that the Osmo 3, whereas like we can get like one of their like gimbals. I don't want A. I didn't put A. I didn't put A. There we go. No, there we go. But like you would do like, it's the same idea, it's just larger.
Right.
And these are expensive, but they're fucking. But you put that camera on that gimbal instead, and then you have a fucking sweet like, we're doing silly videos or whatever. That's kind of like where I'm going. How much are these? Go away. 5% off, which actually. $550 for the whole thing. Autoplay videos can go suck my dick too. Thank you. Get out of here. But yeah, how much is the standard kit? Woo!
Yeah.
But like, if you're spending $3,500 on a camera,
Yeah.
$750 for a gimbal isn't like crazy either.
No.
For a Ronin S. But yeah, that's kind of like where I'm going with what I want to do in the future. So, have you seen the new? Go away! Get out of here! I don't want your sound and my shit. Back up. So they have a new Osmo Mobile that's pretty fucking dope. Osmo 4. There we go. Osmo Mobile 4. So
it doesn't have like the.
Oh, whoa! How does it?
So it has like you put like this mount on the
Okay.
back of it. Yeah.
That's dope.
So you just, I would do this one instead of like, or if you want a permanent phone scenario, like let's say wireless charge, like that wouldn't work for me, like this.
Right.
But like this, it uses the mobile phone clamp, and then it has a magnet, so you can just like pop it on there and you're done.
That's dope.
You don't have to like balance in the center or whatever. You just put it on the center of the phone, and then the motors apparently are stronger on it too. Which kind of sucks. Like I mean, I've only had that one for like 6 months, and then it came out with this one. But get out of here with this fucking video. But yeah, it's pretty. It's basically the same thing, just has stronger motors on it. So
The magnetic feature's pretty nice too.
yeah, so it's one of those like you don't have to like fiddle with it to get it in there. You just bomb, and then you're going. That's kind of the idea. So in the box, like it comes with all of it.
Oh.
Yeah. So like on that phone, I would just put on this glue on, stick on fucking ring adapter. But it's pretty cool. And now like the standard kit comes like with the tripod and like everything. You don't have it's not like a separate kit. But yeah, it's pretty fucking rad. That reminds me, I think you still have the box for this one, like the pack that it holds.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, but like, these are like all the tools. Like, did I show you, like, I showed you this thing that I got too, yeah? It's like the phone mount for like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you put the microphone, and then I bought all of the, like, I mean, it has everything. It's like, I was gonna get another microphone for this one that's maybe not quite so unwieldy. But yeah, and I have like that's not it. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, the iRig. So you can hook up
Yeah.
full on microphones to go in this fucking bitch, so we can do like do with our fucking phones, which honestly, like, like your phone and like even this one, like the cameras on like the 11 Pro Max that I have are significantly better than the fucking iPhone 7 that we're using here, and even that's like pretty fucking solid and does 4K if we really want to. But I want a good camera that we can put like bigger lenses on and things like that to go along with it. So that's kind of the goal. Is to have a pile of camera equipment. Since, yeah, $3,500 is gonna be like a pile of money for sure for that camera.
Yeah. Pretty big investment.
But the camera that I really want is pretty ridiculous. Click it, or just sit there and do nothing. That's cool too. Cool. There we go. That's what I really fucking want.
We're gonna make skateboarding videos? So if you get that, you might as well go the whole thing where I can wear the fucking harness on my body. I don't want to hold the camera, it just kind of does its thing.
But yeah, I want an FX9 like real bad.
That's crazy.
The other camera that I thought about, like a while back I was looking at, obviously this is the one that I want, but I also might go with, an A6600. This one. They're only $1,500. Body's a little smaller, that kind of stuff. And it's a pretty dope camera also for what it is. It's a little bit more stills related than it is for video.
Yeah.
But for $1,500, it's also not too bad. It does 4K and the whole deal. So it's a possibility I might do that one and spend less money on it.
Yeah.
Because there's also the Blackmagic Blackmagic design camera. So
they just released a new 12K mini for like 10 Gs. That looks stellar, and all their stuff is like, they're a smaller company, but like their stuff is like well regarded. Like that, the video editing software that I've been using is from them, and it's free, unless you want like a couple of pro features, and it's still only $600 total forever, and unlimited upgrades forever. But if you buy a camera, it's included, like the pro version. So, but the problem with this camera is, it is a cinema camera, so like it doesn't have autofocus and things like that work like really well, but it is super good as a cinema camera. And you have to buy lenses and stuff for it too, but the 4K one's only $1,500, and it's a fucking like if I was only doing it for like podcasting and nothing else, this would actually probably be the camera I bought.
Yeah, it just sits there.
Yeah, and so like you set your focus, you do your thing, and you're done. So like, and I thought about like that kind of stuff too. And like, again, their stuff is like highly regarded. It's good shit. But like, if you want to like carry it around and do those kind of things, it's not going to work. Like if I wanted to like, you know, I trust you with my shit. If I handed it to you, I would also have to like fully teach you how to use it and those kind of things that go along with it. Whereas like, when we're out like doing stuff like what I want to be doing in the future, which this year's kind of ruined all of it. But like in the future, we're doing dumb shit or whatever. We want to like, you know, put some content out there. This is not going to work for that.
No.
And that's why like the A6600, A7S3.
Autofocus is a pretty big deal.
Huge deal for something that like, you know, like for me, I know what I'm looking for. I know where the focus levels need to be. Those kind of things, because like, you know, I did that. I went to some schooling for that kind of shit. And honestly, that's the schooling that I should have went for, was fucking TV production and film school instead of going to business school. Mistakes were made. But like that was like, you know, I know what I want to do with it, and it's pretty solid. It goes right into the, you know, into the software. And the software, like I said, like the free version, which is the full version, this has some limitations. And one of them is you can't go any higher than like 4K, which I'm like, cool. Like I don't care
Still
right now.
Good.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even think it does 4K on the free version. I actually don't know. Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is what it's called for Blackmagic. But like, it's a full non-linear video editing platform and everything. It's actually like pretty heavy, but today, Junior. I'm used to the flavor of the Coors Light now, and now they're gonna go down like I was eating candy. We might have to do an order for snacks. Now that you made me want all that trash.
Hey, I didn't make you want nothing.
You said it, bro.
I'm just talking about it.
Which is gonna make me want it.
It's a self-control issue. It's not me.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you still made me want it.
You're welcome.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get this one. But like, this is what I want.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, it's a full non-linear.
Wow.
Yeah, for like $3.99.
So it's like a more professional version of like iMovie.
Yeah, like this is actually like what you get. So yeah, and so like you can do, you know, tracks stuff. Once you get the green screen stuff, like it'll put it all on there. So like that's kind of like where I'm going. And then you master it, you export it, render the whole thing. And you can add like, you know, it's like fucking like Premiere Pro, things like that, but like it's $3.99. Like for like usage.
nice.
Like I think like the only difference is between it and the studio version. No, well, so yeah, like, and also a big problem with like the way that they do it is only HDMI out, so you have to have like a capture card basically. So I need more stuff for that, like to do streaming the way that we want to do it. Where is the fucking software? The software is actually like not the easiest fucking thing to find.
Because they'd rather you buy the product than use the software.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's kind of crazy that they actually like do it for free. There it is. Adventure Resolve. Oh, it's only like $300. It's cheap. But like it comes with like all the FX stuff, like integrated with it. There's all like the keyframes and like everything, color, everything like you would do it. It's professional level stuff. So yeah, I guess the non-studio, like the regular version is only 1080p, which is fine. We do 4K, 8K, and higher, up to 120 frames. It's actually, you know, with the actual Resolve Studio. Facial recognition, which is interesting. Automatic color matching, like 10-bit support for colors. So there's a lot of like cool shit that like again only costs $300 if you really want to like get into it, which
not bad. At
no,
all.
and for like how like in depth it is, and like you know it's fully capable of all of this thing's crazy. The fuck. You can get all like their panels and stuff like that, which maybe at some point, you know, if we're making money with this kind of shit. And that's all stuff like, you know, like in the future to make money with.
Right.
But, and like, you know, a lot of this comes down to like me wanting to like get back into it more and not just do my job shit. Which is, I'm over it. I'm tired of doing job shit for people that don't care about me. It's a lot of cool stuff though, that in the future that we will be doing at some point. Yeah. Yep. Tell your stories your own way. But camera shit is so expensive. I mean, this one's not too bad. Again, $1,400, or with a lens, $1,800 for an 6600. And again, that might be my route first that I go, but I'd really like the new fucking 7S3. That is kind of what I want. Because I am not a basic bitch, apparently. I like expensive things. That's kind of my thing, though. I can get, I have no problem, getting, using what I have, or hand-me-downs, or things like that. Cheap stuff, that's never a problem. It seems like whenever I want to buy something, it's gotta be the nicest one, otherwise I'm not doing it for some fucking reason. I don't know what it is about that. If I'm gonna go do something, I'm gonna, if I buy a vehicle, if it's not super cheap, it's all the way expensive.
Mm-hmm.
All the way. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe we cut this week early.
Mm-hmm.
We get some James.
Got you. We need some games. We need to stream on the games.
There's not a lot going on right now.
Not as light duty week.
Which is you and me.
A little bit of Scotty D. Yeah, I have no problem with that. We can do an after podcast stream and still just talk a bunch of shit, kill some people, click some heads. Yeah, I'll drop we should play some Warzone. I'll drop my gun and you can pick it up.
Which one?
That new sniper rifle.
Oh, SPR.
I have it fully upgraded, so that'd be pretty sick. All right, well, why don't we do that? We can clear it out here. What we had has been a pretty good time, anyways.
Yeah.
So. And And then we're gonna get fucking hammered playing games.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna get. It's gonna be like warm up. I'm gonna get good. I'm gonna get too drunk. It's just gonna go downhill. But fuck it.
you know,
No, we're gonna see.
it's funny. Like every time that like I play games, like about the time I want to get off is about the time I'm the best.
Start getting good. Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. Like it's just like that calm down. Like I don't know what it is. Like the eyeball, like the brain slows down just a little bit, and then I'm like, murder everything. And that was like that whole like last night when I got like that, or the other night, was it last night? I don't fucking know. That 42-9 or whatever in Ground War is like, I was like, okay, like this should be like my last one. This one should, and I just kept playing. It was like 3 in the morning. I was like, still doing pretty good. All right, well, we'll see you on the stream a little later.